كن سعيدا كن فريدا عش بفخر في الحياة بالتحدي لا سوى.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, wonderful people. Welcome to my second blog, everybody. Today I'd like to share with you a very important video that I found on the internet. And the moment I saw it, I thought, this is it. This is the video that I always wanted to hear it out. So I'm not going to delay much. Let's just watch the video together and then I'm going to give in my thoughts.
هذه هي الكتب التي درستم بها في صرح ثانوية الإصلاح الإسلامية. ماتماتيك، سيونس دو لا في، شيمي، ليتراتور، تاريخ، جغرافيا، أدب عربي، فلسفة، تربية وطنية. كل هذه الكتب كانت جديدة تصبح قديمة في اللحظة التي تنجحون فيها في الامتحانات المدرسية والرسمية بإذن الله تعالى. بعد ذلك إما أنكم تهدونها أو تبيعونها. كل الكتب في كل المراحل الدراسية إلا كتابا واحدا هو القرآن الكريم، هو قبل كل الكتب وفوق كل الكتب، هو الذي ينبغي أن يبقى معكم على امتداد حياتكم. ضموه إلى صدركم، ضموه إلى صدركم، واكبوه في شبابكم ومسيركم. صادقوا ما كتب الله لكم من حياة. هو دستوركم وهو نبراسكم وهو قائدكم وسائقكم إلى الجنة. هو الذكر الحكيم، هو حبل الله المتين، هو الصراط المستقيم. طرفه بيد الله، طرفه الآخر بأيديكم فلا تهجروه. ابنوا علاقة محبة ووئام، لا علاقة إعراض وهجران. كلما قويتم مع القرآن قويتم في حياتكم، كلما هجرتم القرآن ضعفتم في حياتكم.
This is the end of the video, everyone. I hope you were able to read the subtitles as the Arabic speech was given out. So let's just rewind back a bit and let's just recall exactly some of the main points, the message that was given out. I am into education industry field and occasionally I've had the chance not only to speak in front of the class, of course, but in front of an assembly or a workshop or a gathering. And you know, I've been teaching in public schools, in private schools, and sometimes I've had that wish, that main message for me to deliver, which is the very same that you've just heard today in this video. I've always wanted to remind my students, my learners, the young generation, about the importance of the Holy Book of the Quran. And the message here is quite clear. Dr. Khaled Mikati starts with a quick reference to the subjects that they've studied. He highlights the fact that, you know, they've reached the graduation stage and they're going to move on to their life, the transition to higher education or careers. And he piles up all the books on top of each other, one after the other, by listing all of the subjects that they've studied. And then he stops at the Holy Book of the Quran and he holds it up and he says, but above everything else, the most important thing in life is the Holy Book of the Quran. And here are my questions to you. Find me a general director of a school or a principal or a vice principal who is standing in front of students, in front of parents, in front of staff members, and openly and honestly and clearly and meticulously delivers this message to you. If I was sitting that day as part of the crowd, I would be feeling very very actually emotional. In fact, as I watched that, especially the part where he raises the Holy Book of the Quran and tells the audience about, except one book, that everything else, in fact, either gets sold out or put in a book shelf and gathers dust or whatever it is. But the Holy Book of the Quran is the one that will count for the rest of your life, during your life and after your life. When I'm hearing that message, especially the part where he points out to the Holy Book of the Quran as the most important book in the whole entire universe, world, I had goosebumps, and that's me, you know. In fact, when I saw it for the first time, that video, I said, this is it. This is what I've always wanted to tell to my students, to my learners, to the young people out there, because we tend to forget. I mean, at one stage I was in that position, a student sitting in a desk, and of course the message here is not that studies are not that important. They are quite important, actually. We need to study, we should study as young generation. We need to pay attention to our books and lessons and studies and our goals in life. It is important to promote learning everywhere we go. I mean, our beloved Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, highlighted the fact that we should seek knowledge as far as China, and this is one of the hadith that's been reported to us. So it's quite important that if you are young and you are in a position of studying in a school, in a university, or in fact the whole life is a learning journey, experience, isn't it? That we pay attention and we focus and we give our utmost, our most effort to outshine everybody, to achieve and sort of go beyond the classroom and knowledge and innovation and creativity and learning and so on. But after the studies or next to studies, it's also the remembrance of Allah. And this is the beauty part of it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala Almighty, because He cares about His creatures, and prophet after prophet were sent to us as a human race, and here comes the Holy Book of the Quran, one version, one book, no author in terms of human author. This is the Almighty speaking to His creatures, reminding about the messages and the whole idea of being on this earth. He's reminding us in this book of 30 chapters about how we should behave, how we should speak, how we should conduct ourselves with the family members, with the community, with the outside world, how we can go about doing our daily transactions for the business, finance, and other commodities in life, how we can grow and speak and behave, and how we can contribute to the community. He teaches us about past generations, past populations that lived before us here, and he reminds us about the worshipping of Allah, the worshipping of the Tawheed, the worshipping of one God. And exactly, Dr. Khaled Mikati is trying to do the same thing. Yes, you've reached your graduation stage. Yes, you are next to your parents and quite excited about your achievement. But one tiny message that you will take away before you leave this gathering, which is, remember the Holy Book of the Quran. Because in it, as I mentioned, everything from A to Z of your life stages, phases in your life, it's written. It's a reminder for you how to go about, and whenever you're confronted with something that is unknown to you, that you've seen for the first time, the Quran teaches you exactly how to respond to that. So I was taken by the message, and I'm thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for arranging for me again that I take this video, watch it, share it with you, and I share my thoughts. I'll be very happy to hear from some of your comments on what you think. Please, as I remind myself, I remind you as well to follow the teachings of the Holy Book of the Quran, the teachings of the Prophet Muhammad, because these two are connected together, as we know in our wonderful religion. And as I remind you, as I mentioned, I'm reminded of myself about my duties, about my expectations in Islam, and what a wonderful platform to remind each other about, what is important, because life comes to an end. Everything that we own, we possess at the moment, whether it's achievements, success, academic achievements, like professional achievements or business, society positions that we have, will come to an end. But what will stand and accompany us is the Holy Book of the Quran. Whether you've read it, whether you've recited it, whether you've memorized it, whether you've practiced it, whether you've understood it, whether you've shared that knowledge with the other people around you, because it will be your companion in the Day of Judgment, in the resurrection. It will be a light in some of the hadith, and I'm sure verses of the Quran. So, thank you so much for watching and listening once again. I hope you are again in the best of health and iman, and I will be very happy to share my other next recording with you along the same lines of religion and Islam. And until then, everybody, Assalamu alaikum.
كن سعيدا كن فريدا عش بفخر في الحياة بالتحدي لا سوى